Hi, I'm Josh and this is JP Designs. Now after my last router table build, I decided it was time to clean my shop. And when I clean my shop, I always have these ideas and thoughts about how can I rearrange my shop to make it more efficient and make it more fun out here. Probably like many of you, I am in a two-car garage, but I'm only able to use half of it because we have a car in the other half all the time. So here is what I have, and I wanted to talk about my tools specifically, where I'm gonna place them so I can use them and access them easiest, and why I'm gonna look at them that way. Now these are my handheld power tools. These are things that are very useful, but I'm not gonna use them all the time, at least not all of them. Now, for those of you that came to watch me make something, sorry, I'm not gonna be building anything today. I'm just gonna be talking and explaining how I operate my shop and what I'm gonna do to make it a little more efficient. If you wanna see me make something, I have several other videos that you can go check out, or I'll be launching some other ones here shortly. Now, a lot of my ideas and inspiration for this came from Jay Bates. If you're not a subscriber to him, go check him out. He has a great miter saw station with some great storage that kind of gave me an idea for these cubbies up here. And then he has a video about 5 tips to make your shop more efficient. This is one of those tips, just maybe a little bit more in depth. So the goal of what I'm doing today is trying to make my powered hand tools more efficient to use. And here's what I mean by that. I want the ones that I'm going to be using more often, more accessible. I'm gonna call this the ease of acquisition. So how easily and how quickly can I get to that tool and get it down so I can use it? And if it's hard to get to, I'm probably gonna find another way to do the job, but probably with the wrong tool, which would make my time in the shop much less enjoyable. So how do I get the ease of acquisition right? The first thing I wanna look at is how these tools are stored. I don't have a whole lot of storage space at eye level. Most of it is gonna be higher up. So then what's in the way? I wanna remove any obstacles from getting in the way of me grabbing that tool to use it. So over here above my head, I have a table saw that's kind of in the way of me reaching up and grabbing it. Over here, there's a workbench, but I can get a lot closer and I can get to those tools without having to move any of the floor furniture or floor tools. So knowing where my storage is and what obstacles are in the way, I want to create a ranking of the most important powered hand tools to the least important. And when I say most important, I mean what is gonna be the most used and the right tools for the right jobs. There are certain things that I can do with hand tools or other things that are easily available, but not necessarily a power tool. So let's check out what my power tools are, how I rank them, and where I'm gonna put them for the most efficient shop that I can have. Now the tool that I'm gonna use least, the belt sander. I'm not a big fan of it. It messes up, it's messy, and I have better ways of smoothing things out. The next tool I don't have as much disdain for, that's the biscuit joiner. The fact of the matter is I'm probably not gonna use it all that much, so that's why I'm gonna put it at number 12. My vote for number 11 is my nailers. These are really great tools. I love them when I need them, but I don't need them often. When I do, I can usually get to them fairly easily because they have these hooks on them, so that's gonna help with the storage. Moving on down the line, coming in at number 10, the Dremel tool. Really, I don't have enough bits and I don't have the right accessories to go with it to make it that useful, so it only comes out a handful of times anyway. And coming in at number 9 is one of the things that I can use instead of the Dremel for cutting metal, and that's my angle grinder. This is a fantastic tool for metal work, which most of what I do is woodwork, but for certain modifications or even carving and power sanding, this is going to be my go-to for that. All right, my pick for number 8 is my jigsaw. Like I said, I haven't used this in a while because it's been so inconvenient to get to. However, I can see a lot of great uses for this thing coming up. So that's my number 8 pick. Coming in at number 7 is my power planer. This is a new tool for me. I haven't used it yet, but I'm gonna use it as a joiner and for some raw lumber. This is gonna be a really useful tool, so I wanna have that kind of in the middle of the pack at number 7. All right, my number 6 is a circular saw. This is a power horse for when I need to cut down sheet goods or when I need to cross cut timber because I don't have a miter saw set up. So this is gonna be really handy for those situations. All right, number 5, router bits. I haven't even gotten to the router yet because that's higher on the list, but these are gonna be very important to get to easily because I'll be switching these out to put different profiles and different cuts on these boards. And that brings us to my router. This is the best router that I have ever used, and so I want to be sure that I can give it its due and use it like it needs to be used. So this is going to be top 5 easily. Okay, rounding out the top 3, sandpaper. Now I know this isn't a power tool just like the router bits, but it's an accessory to a power tool. And this is gonna be used in every single project that I do. So having this available to switch out whenever it gets dull or whenever I need to move up the grits, that's gonna be key to your shop efficiency. Now, along with that sandpaper, you need a sander. That's gonna be our number 2. What else can you say? All right, down to the number 1. If you haven't guessed it already, here you go. The drill driver combo. This is so essential to most of my projects. I need them always in my face, and not just to my projects, but for the daily household chores and fix up things that I need to do. I need to have these readily available all the time. So because we have a vehicle in the garage, I have to pull everything out, and this is everything put up right now. So you'll see this tripod is kind of where I can get to easily when you walk in, and if I need to get to my tool wall, I can go there. So in order of ease to get to, here is where I have everything put up. So 13 up here, 12 over here in this box, 11 down here, and then we have 10, 9, the jigsaw is in its case here at 8, 7, 6, 5 for the router and the router bits. Now for the sandpaper, number 3 is just in a pile right here. Eventually I'm gonna make some organizational system. 2 is the sander there, and then 1 right in the middle of my tool wall is my drills. Now, this whole ease of acquisition thing is not a new strategy. It's probably been around forever. It may just be common sense to some people. It wasn't to me. I did use this on my tool wall here, but I hadn't gone into the full power tool setup. Hopefully you gained some insight and some knowledge and some inspiration for how to use it in your own shop and how to make your shop time a little more enjoyable. If you enjoyed this, give it a subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you next time.